Hello everyone, Josh with GachaVerse bringing you guys another first impression video, and today we're going to be looking at Gate of Mobius. Now this game is kind of like a classic hack and slash RPG type of game. It's going to be using that classic old school style graphics as well, so don't expect anything mind-blowing when it comes to graphical aspects of this game. It's not going to look like a Genshin Impact or Grand Cross or even an Epic 7 for that matter. So the game is also 3D as well, but the 2D artwork actually is not too bad that you can see here. Now we do have the settings turned all the way up. If you go over here to options, everything is turned all the way up for graphics, which you can see here. You can mess around with the resolution, the post effect, the shadow, the shading, the detail, the texture, and the frame rate all the way up to 60 FPS. They also, of course, have the control sensitivity, audio, and language. Now, keep in mind, this will be a two-hand game. You're not going to be able to play this with just one hand because you have to move around, jump, and use skills, kind of like you would in a normal hack and slash RPG. So if you are running this on an emulator, I recommend that you set up keyboard controllers, which I did not do in my first recording. That got messed up. So it was I had a kind of a funny bleep moment. It had been funny to keep it in, but it is what it is. And if you're, of course, on mobile, you're going to be using the joypad controls on the left and all the skills and stuff on the right. So this is the actual main lobby. When you first start the game, it'll ask you which which region you want to jump into. It'll ask you what your character nickname wants to be, and if you want to be the male character or the female character, which both have roles. Apparently, you can purchase the second character as well and still play. I believe the characters' names are Jack and Gretel. If we go here to the summons, this is what the summons kind of look like. You have the legend summon, the gear summon, and the ad summon. Now what's interesting is two of these three banners are 100% free to play because the actual gear summon is actually using gold, which I do appreciate that, and the gears actually separate from the main banner. Now you do not summon for characters in this game, you actually summon for costume, skills, and materials. Your ad summons, which you can do 5 per day. These will also get you some really good, useful resources, including your diamonds, which you're going to be using in the main banner, the Legend Summon banner. And you'll also get some other materials that are useful for equipment, skills, and character upgrades. You also get these ones as well for upgrading skills and equipment, the Fire Runes. So very, very cool. That's the free-to-play ones here. Your gear, obviously. The legends, you can see here, the legendary skills that you can pop are 4-star, 1.7%, and a 5% rate. Technically, you have a 10% chance to get 4-star or better materials, but there's 3 legendary skills available right now that are 1.7% chance individually at a 5% clip, which is very, very cool. This one sounds pretty cool. Summon 3 destructive meteors in front of you, striking your enemy. That sounds very, very savage. I like it. You can see some of these other materials and cosmetics and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. If you're looking for a hero collector, this is definitely not going to be a hero collector, but it is a gacha nonetheless. And again, like I said, the art style is definitely going to be, perspective, because art style is always based on your perspective. I personally am looking for more higher end quality, or at least very superior gameplay to make up for that lack of animation and art quality. So we're going to see if this game's gameplay can give us some kind of substance here. So far, it's very, very basic, very, very plain. You can see here, this is the lobby. It's not the most glamorous looking thing in the world. It's very, very plain and basic, as we've said. You have your quests as well here. You have your daily quests, which it doesn't look like there's too many, really, to be honest. It's not too bad. I'm assuming if you unlock Arena, that would be added to your daily as well. But that's not too bad, to be honest. You have your general here. And then you have your events. Let's see if I get any. Let's grab a few of these here that I've done, because I've already played for a few moments before I did the video, because I wanted to kind of get a little bit familiar with the actual gameplay, because I never even heard of this game before, so I'm not sure if this game actually has an older version, like a Japanese or Korean release, or even perhaps maybe a Chinese release. I'm assuming it probably does, like most gachas do usually, but I'm not sure how old it is actually. It's going to be an older game. perhaps. But I'm not too familiar with Gate of Mobius. But it looked interesting, so I wanted to try it out. And it did just drop today. So there you guys go. Let's go into the shop real quick, see what the prices are here for the fantasy crystals, which is those crystals that you can use for the legend banner. So it looks like a multi is going to be about $26, $27. That's kind of a little bit on the high end for a multi for most gachas today. So the price is a bit steep. Let's see if they have any good specials here for our whales out there. So right here, like I said, you can unlock Gretel. You can buy these, it looks like these rainbow jewels that you can buy to unlock Gretel. And Jack, of course, is the one I selected. Now, you can select Gretel instead of Jack if you'd like. That's, obviously up to you, up to you. One's a supporter. She's a supporter, and he's more of an aggro attacker. Just so you guys know. They have a starter pack here for $4.99. What's included in that? Oh, so you get 1,000 of those, and then a whole bunch of other resources, and a 3-star skill. For $21, you get a multi-summon, plus all these other various things. And it looks like it includes the Gretel and Jack as well, so you get both of them. Very interesting. And they're at 5-star. I'm curious if our current character... No, that's a 5-star as well. I was curious if you actually start your character as a 5-star, or if you can make them a 5-star. And then there, of course, is all your cosmetics. So it looks like you have your basic upgrade packs, deluxe packs, etc., etc. Now, it does not say there's a limit on how many times you can purchase this. I'm assuming there would be, perhaps, because it is a special, but yeah, I'm assuming you can probably only buy all these packs once. Maybe the upgrade pack can be purchased multiple times, but it actually doesn't tell you how many times you can or cannot buy it, so I'm not too sure. And obviously, I'm not going to test that here in a first impression video. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very, very basic, guys. We have some gear here. We can select our character. And this artwork, this full-blown 3D model isn't too bad. Obviously, you can still see it's a bit dated, but it's definitely higher quality than what your character looks like when you're actually in game, and you're going to see that here in a moment. So we have our hummingbird 3-star equipment. Oh yeah. So you have your skills as well. You see there, we got to summon a golden egg that strikes your enemies. AoE radius 5 meters. Then we have our style here. This would be our cosmetics. You got 4 pieces of cosmetics. Looks like you have our base stats over here: HP, MP, attack, defense, crit, attack speed, move speed, element damage, and element resistance. So there you guys go. And then we have upgrade. Characters do have somewhat of an orb system here. You have your HP that you can branch out into attack and defense, MP, crit, MP again, speed, etc., all the way down to, of course, the final one, which would be defense, and that would give more basic stats to your character, obviously. And it looks like the elemental damages that are available in this game right now are fire, ice, and thunder. So no water, just ice. Interesting. So what was it again? It was fire, ice, and thunder. I guess the only one thing that would be missing would be like what, earth, perhaps, I guess, since they replaced water with ice. Fire would be that. Thunder, I guess, would cover wind. So you're just kind of missing earth, I guess. So they said, screw it, we don't need a 4th element, we only need 3. So you guys get the idea there, and this is where you can actually select between your 2 characters as well, in case you didn't know. So if you did own both characters, you could swap between the 2 right here. And that's pretty much it. In the clan, obviously, I'm not high enough in the story to do that, but that's pretty much it, except for the gameplay. So I guess let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. I guess we might be able to do a single summon before we get out of here, just so you guys and gals can see the summoning animation. So we did clear that. So we're on, I guess, stage 1 normal. It's only a 2-star difficulty, solo, and online. Now, I do believe this game does have co-op. So that's a plus. Now, that is a plus. I have to, of course, give it credit for that. Oh, yeah. You can create a room. So we can create a room, and it looks like we can have up to 3 other players. Now, this is a bit more interesting, because I'm a sucker for co-op. I love co-op. Any game that has co-op already piques my interest already. until I find out that most of the cases that the co-op is actually really bad. But this one is a lobby-based co-op, so I'm very happy with that. Kind of similar to, Goddess of Genesis, Digimon Links back in the day. Those, Opera Omnia as well. I love co-op like that. That is true co-op. That's the co-op that I want to see in every gacha that ever wants to have co-op. It better have this type of co-op, because I don't like that fake pretend co-op. I don't want co-op that's like, oh, you can take a buddy, but they're not really there with you. You're just taking like one of their AI units with you. It's like, I hate that. I want to have a live co-op experience, but it doesn't look like anybody wants to join that particular stage right now, and I don't have any friends right now, so I can't invite no one. So I guess we're just going to ride this out solo, but it is nice to see that this game does have it does have co-op. I do like that. And since nobody wants to join, I'm just going to click start. But just pretend 3 other players joined us, and we're playing in full-on co-op. So far right now, that is definitely the best aspect to the game for me personally, is that there is co-op. Now, these graphics remind me of old school MMOs from like 2008 to 2012, if I'm being lenient. And you'll see right here, this is what I was talking about, why you're going to need, you can't play this with one hand. I mean, I guess you could if you try, because if you move, you have to jump and then like move quickly if you're trying to jump over something, if you want to play one-handed. So I recommend you use 2 hands, set up keyboard controls on an emulator, or of course use your mobile phone. Here's some of our skills here. There's our dash, and then here's our ultimate that we have available right now, our golden egg. I don't know if I can use it unless I'm in range. Let's try it right now. No, it's not going to let me. Oh, I don't have enough mana. That would probably help if I had enough mana, guys. I only have 200. I need 250. But the gameplay, it's very simplistic, but it's not. Sometimes just being simple is not a bad thing. But in this case, it definitely seems like it's going to be a very bare bones game. I'm not really too sure how innovative they could really get with this, like going forward with like events and stuff. I feel like you're just going to be doing what I'm doing right now, but a lot. Alright, now we can use our golden egg. Here we go. Okay. Okay. I got a little chuckle on that. I got a little bit more excited from that than I should have. So let's go over here to this chest. Again, you ideally want to play this with 2 hands. I'm playing with 1 because I'm a true gamer. I'm just joking. So right here, here's a situation where you want to have 2 hands. Oops, I moved the camera. Try this again. Oh, why am I not grabbing my joypad? There we go. Who says you need to play with 2 hands? Psh, you can play with 1, man. Easy. Okay, let's blast this guy. Oh. Return enemy fire. This is where you're probably going to want to use 2 hands, to be honest. So you can run away and dodge and attack at the same time. You know how it is. Alright, let's go over here to our destination that's listed. So, if you guys are looking for a game that has auto functionality, this game is not going to have that for you. So that might be somewhat of a, a negative to some of you out there that are looking for more of a game that you can just kind of let it play mostly itself with, little to no setup required. One of those like more laid back casual side games. This is definitely not going to be something like that. This is going to be more hands-on play all day type of thing, it seems like. But again, that it's just going to really depend on the type of player you are. Oops. Now I will say, so far, if I was to give this game a score based on what I've seen thus far and have played, I would probably give this game 2.5 out of 5, 3 if I'm being very nice, because I know what kind of play style they're trying to target here. Oh, you can even watch ads to get additional rewards at the end of fights as well. Very interesting. So I feel like this is probably going to be a game that's going to be more or less, I would assume, free-to-play friendly because of the way they built, like, 2 of their banners, 2 of their 3 types of banners are very free-to-play friendly. You get the 5 ad banner. It looks like you get ads that you can watch at the end of fights. So this is going to be a very hands-on, very time-consuming gacha. You play with just 2 different characters at this moment. They might add more characters in the future. I don't know. But everything is very basic, but very hands-on. So it's going to be a game that you're not going to have a lot of exciting things to do, but you're going to play a lot throughout the day. So this is not going to be a quick pick it up and put it down and expect to progress. No, you're going to have to sit down and play this game for hours on end to progress throughout the story, to level up your gear, to level up your character through all the various progression systems that it has available. Even though most of them are fairly basic, they still do exist. So I think really the only thing that makes this game worth playing is that you could play auto, or you could play co-op, because it does have a lobby-based co-op, which I'm assuming would be real-time, which is very good. That is a plus. And it does feature, more manual-style gameplay. So if you're tired of playing a lot of idols, there you go. But again, that could also be a negative, depending on what side of the spectrum you're on there with that. So I prefer games that allow me to have the option to have auto and not have auto. Like I can have it on or off, to where if the content requires me to be more hands-on and challenging, I'm all for it. But if it's just that daily grind where I just don't really care about it because I know I'm going to beat it every time, I'd prefer to have an auto option for a mobile game for that. This unfortunately lacks that. So that could be a big turnoff for some of you. But again, if I was to grade this game right now to give you guys a score, I would give it a 2.5 out of 5, because the audience that they're targeting, they might target them very well, because they're going after those people who want to play a more hands-on experience, people that are more maybe just trying to ease their way into a gacha for the first time. Like they don't have very much experience with that, so they don't need to worry about getting into that crazy, complex development and progression systems that some of these gachas have. This is more of like a starter kit gacha, if you will. It's very limited on what it can do, but it'll get your feet wet. So it's good in that regard, but outside of that, it's not really anything that I would really personally want to play on a day-to-day basis. But let me know what you guys and gals think about Gate of Mobius in the description below. The gameplay, again, was enjoyable, even though it was basic. And if you are, trying to get into gacha for the first time, this might be something that you might want to, get your feet wet with for at least a few weeks or so. And then wean off of it and get into a more complex gacha. But, yep, some of the features that's lacking just makes it very underwhelming for me. Not having auto for the things that should be auto is definitely going to be a time consumption that I really don't want any part of. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this first impression review of Gate of Mobius. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. As always, don't forget to subscribe, check notifications, join us in the Discord in the description below, and like the video if you guys did. It helps the channel out a bunch. Until next time, as always, peace.